next up, we are going to make a dark and spicy classic. So this is the one I recommend if you are new to dark and spicy. So we brought it out in November, so it's the second one to our range. It's very much kind of darker, tropical notes. We use pineapple in here, coconut, but also cola nut, black cardamom spices. So it's got this kind of deeper, richer tones to it than the kind of more zesty, light and refreshing, light and zesty flavour. So I am just gonna serve this with soda, water and fresh lime, which is really simple serve, but also equally I find it goes really well with ginger ale. So if you just want like a simple serve, I'd kind of recommend those two. So same as before, I'm just gonna fill the glass with ice.
I've also found, because I'm slowly, it's funny, when you say that you're not doing something or doing something kind of against the stigma or against the grain, you get people coming up to you quietly to ask questions rather than like a group situation. And I found that my friends that are really kind of bigger drinkers love this because it has that kind of warmth of an alcoholic drink, if that makes sense, doesn't it? Like it has that body of something a bit heavier, whereas the light and zesty is great for, like you said, a more refreshing, chilled drink.
Exactly. You just want something simple. I think light and zesty with tonic is perfect. I think I would say dark and spicy is more suited to maybe that more experimental cocktail making. We're going to make a cocktail with it later, so we can, yeah, it's quite versatile. It can work with a lot of things, but if you do just want it as a simple, refreshing long drink, then that's absolutely fine as well. Right, so same as before, we're going to go with a double measure of dark and spicy in glass.
It smells so nice on its own as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love the aroma. It's like this kind of, reminds me of holiday a little bit.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. It's that proper like tropical on the beach.
Yeah.
So nice.
Exactly. So I'm going to grab my soda, water, open it up, and then just slowly add that to the glass.
So nice.
Then just get my, so I'm actually going to add lime to this as well. Got your lime?
Yeah, I've got my lime.
So I always say this is up to the individual in terms of how citrusy and limey they want their drink. I'd kind of recommend adding at least the juice of half a lime to squeeze that in there. But my boyfriend, for example, like loves really citrusy drinks, so he'll sometimes put in a whole lime juice, juice of a whole lime, and sometimes I quite like that too. So add that in. Okay, perfect, and then so give that a little mix. So just a spoon. I've got a longer bar spoon, but just any spoon works. And then in terms of garnish, just a little wedge, lime wedge, and pop it in the top there. And good to go.
Oh, that was so nice.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my god, that was so rude of me. Oh, that's lovely. That's so nice. You can really taste the flavour of all of the different ingredients in the dark and spicy, can't you?
Yeah, I think because you're drinking it with soda water, and I really like this one if I just don't want any sugar in my drink, because depending on the tonic you're using or the mix you're using, there might be a bit of sugar in there. So if you're kind of, because you do a lot of kind of workouts during the week, and I imagine like a lot of the people you talk to kind of like, I don't want any sugar, or I want low calories. So this is a really good one if you want a low cal, sugarless drink. You can just have it with soda and lime. It's really refreshing. So.
I did find, as I was cutting out the kind of alcohol, I was looking for a replacement for it, and this is kind of before I knew about non-alcoholic spirits, and I found that all of the mocktails were just packed full of sugars and fruit juices, and like, it's nice, but to have it all evening is a lot. So I'm so glad that now there's an alternative that you can still have a similar combination to what your friends are having without all of the sugar and things like that.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I found, and part of the reason I created Caleño, and when I made the drinks, I was like, I don't want to have sugar in them for that reason, because I genuinely found when I went out on a night out or went to meet friends and was looking for something to drink, they would all be really sugary mocktails, or Coke, or just something really overly sweet that felt like almost this is what children are supposed to be drinking.
Yeah.
Not that kind of adult grown up taste that you get when you have an alcoholic drink. And so I think that's kind of what was missing a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit more sophisticated, isn't it? Especially when you can still measure it out in the same way as you would with an alcoholic drink.
Yeah. And to be fair, places are getting really, really good at creating more sophisticated alcohol-free drinks. Like, I've tasted some amazing ones. We're not going to get too complex today because obviously we're just making them from the kitchen, but when bars and pubs open up, there are places that will be serving some like amazing drinks. I think really just have fun with it. I always say to people, when you're making cocktails at home, don't be afraid. I think there's this all around cocktails and they're really difficult to make, but just have fun with it and play around. If you like citrus flavors, you like lime, just add a bit more and see what happens. It's kind of you've got creative license to try things out.